Welcome to our presentation on energy efficiency. I'm Alicia and I'm here with Ethan, Margot, and Shane. Our clients are Nick and Will from Olson in the city of Lincoln as well. To begin, we're going to take a look at why this is important. So low-income households that are energy efficient have to spend a disproportionate amount on energy bills, and there's some common causes of this are outdated HVAC systems, poor installation, and other outdated appliances that have to use more energy, which increases their energy bills and further inhibits their financial situations. These low-income households often can't afford to make improvements on their own. Some households are unaware of the number of programs that offer access to energy efficient home improvements through special loans or no cost. This includes Community Action, the Greater Nebraska PACE program, and LES Sustainable Energy Program. There is a big need for coordinating these efforts of the multiple organizations as well as neighborhood associations to get these implemented. Sources of funding and identifying eligible participants are also an issue. Next, we'll look at some maps that show disparities related to income and housing, including neighborhood average differences in median housing income, housing complaints in the form of code violations, and percentage of income dedicated to home mortgages. These maps show common areas that are needed of attention.
The City of Lincoln has set a goal to reduce net greenhouse gas emissions, or GHGs, by 80%. Increasing efficiency will allow residents to use less energy to heat and cool their homes. This could lead to a reduction in residential consumption. Our project lines up with two key initiatives from the Climate Action Plan. 14 focuses on addressing energy efficiency in low-income and multi-family housing stock. This includes researching energy efficiency programs. 17 is focused on outreach and marketing, so part of our project included looking into ways to spread the word about these programs. Last year, Community Action Partnership weatherized 60 homes. Weatherizing means sealing cracks and insulating to improve heat retention. Even with projections of 1,000 homes weatherized per year, it didn't seem to affect the residential emission production. This is in part because ClearPath estimates weatherization effects on emissions depreciate after 15 years. The large reduction we see here is due to LES's net zero program.
So we have a few goals for our project. Our overall goal is to connect low-income Lincoln homeowners programs to provide funding for energy efficiency upgrades in their homes in order to reduce greenhouse emissions and improve the quality of life of Lincoln homeowners and residents. We're going to do this through our educational goals of demonstrating where current in-home inefficiencies that lead to increased emissions are, show how current programs within the city of Lincoln, Nebraska, and the United States can fund these upgrades to make their homes more energy efficient, and then detail how these programs can be implemented in the city of Lincoln and how residents can actually access them. So in order to do this, our kind of specific goal for our project is to increase energy efficiency in low-income single-family homes. To do this, we have our first SMART objective of determining the best route to approach reducing low-income emissions through evaluating data like emissions and figure out the best way to reduce emissions by 30% by 2030, which is a goal that comes from the Climate Action Plan. We're also using our resources like ICLEI to identify where current in-home inefficiencies are. Our second SMART objective was to spread awareness of programs that assist with the cost of various energy efficiency upgrades among low-income residents, and to basically figure out ways to connect the community and homeowners with resources that can help them fund these upgrades.
So how we went about doing this is we went with several different groups representing different interest areas in regards to energy efficiency, such as community action and NeighborWorks, and to identify the most cost-effective and important way to increase energy efficiency within their homes. The easiest way to do this is to inform homeowners about where their house can be efficient and connect them to programs that can help them increase their own energy efficiency. Additionally, we also identified several areas in the Near South Neighborhood Association would mostly low income, possess older houses, and which have a bigger need for the energy efficiency upgrades. So it was all about trying to find out who needs help and then connecting them to the help that they need.
Yeah, so for our outcomes, we identified insulation as the most effective energy efficiency upgrade for houses in Lincoln based off cost, effort to undertake. Just the most cost efficient way to get energy efficiency in the house and also save money for homeowners because heating is one of like the biggest like wastes of electricity in most houses. We also use ClearPath to paint a portrait of the current deficiencies behind low-income single-family units emissions. And then we're going to present this information to like neighborhood associations, like the Near South Neighborhoods Association, to present the background of the problem, where these problems are in their community, and then how they can solve it. And then furthermore, for our accomplishments, we coalesced current information and resources on energy efficiency upgrades for single-family units in the city of Lincoln to create a list of actions these neighborhood associations, like the Near South Neighborhood Association, can present to their residents to increase energy efficiency. We successfully identified the cheapest and most efficient in-home energy efficiency upgrades and kind of listed them out. And we also laid the groundwork for expanding our efforts outside of not only the city of Lincoln and the Near South neighborhood, but across the country.
So to wrap up, our recommendations and reflections are, we went into this project thinking that we're going to cause a significant impact in the reduction of greenhouse gases through lower income house emissions. And while implementing these changes would do that, we identified that the more important thing to address is that this is more of a smaller base community lens climate justice issue. Meaning that, yes, they are these lower income houses are producing more emissions because they have to produce more. They're energy is leaking out of their homes, but it's also that they're losing money and that their health is being negatively impacted. So we want to focus on how this is a climate justice issue rather than just an environmental issue. Additionally, we should also create easier access to and materials or maintain funding for sources that could help lower income family individuals. As well as making it clear to homeowner associations what their role is in making Lincoln more energy efficient. And our reflections, we were shocked to find out the lack of contractors working within these programs. So we need to, in order to get more support in the door, we need to make this more of an attractive field and allocate, that way we can allocate more funding and support to this important social issue. And one big takeaway is how blurred the lines between nonprofit and governmental work are. The processes of of how you go about getting these upgrades is very complicated and takes a lot of time. So we want to figure out a way to make this less complicated and to connect to help those people who need it. And that's about it. Thank you guys for listening. We want to thank our we want to acknowledge Olson, Nick, Will, and Dave. And then Amy and Anna from Community Action and Marty from NeighborWorks. We couldn't have done any of this without them and their insight, and we wanted to take a moment to thank them.